Lights, camera, intel briefing. NBC News has exclusive new reporting that Tulsi Gabbard, the nation's highest-ranking intelligence official, is considering a major overhaul of President Trump's daily briefing to make it more like his preferred way of consuming information. And that includes creating a version that looks like a Fox News show. NBC's Courtney Kube has that exclusive new reporting. Lieutenant General Mark Hertling is back. Courtney, I think in his second term, Trump has gotten these daily briefings far less often than his predecessors, but even less than during his first term. What more can you tell us about all this?
Yeah, that's right, Chris. So we looked back at his public schedule, and in the first several months of his presidency, that is from his inauguration until the end of May, which of course was last week, President Trump received, according to his public schedule, 14 presidential daily briefings. Now, for perspective, during his first term in office, only several years ago, he received 55 briefings in that same period of time. And according to some of his other predecessors, including President Joe Biden, received 90 in that same period of time. Now, officials we spoke with said that the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, is very aware of the fact that President Trump simply is not taking the PDB as often as he did in the past and his predecessors have. As part of that and as part of her job, she is trying to look at ways to recast the PDB, essentially to make the president want to take it more, to make it more of a form that the way that he likes to consume information. Presidents, according to the officials we spoke with, have taken it differently in every different term. For instance, President Obama liked to read his PDB while he was on the treadmill. President George W. Bush liked to read it in front of some of his officials so he could ask questions in real time. As part of these discussions, Tulsi Gabbard has reached out to current and former officials. One of the ideas that has come up, Chris, has been to make it into essentially a newscast, to make it look more like the sort of information that the president likes to consume, that is Fox News. Now, at this point, there is no decision made to actually do that, but that is one of the discussion or one of the ideas that is under discussion, Chris.
General, I wonder what you make of the lack of frequency, apparently, of what this president does in terms of getting his presidential daily brief and why it's so important. I mean, we hear about the presidential daily brief, but a lot of people may not know why it's given such a high priority by most presidents.
Well, most of government is based on intelligence and information flow, Chris. And it's interesting to me. I find this, a potential for an Intel and Friends kind of broadcast to be very fascinating. And as Courtney said, the intelligence officials do guide their briefings based on what their principal wants to have and how they want to do it. But this is really kind of, I hate to use this expression, but dumbing it down quite a bit. When I was a commander, as all senior leaders in the military and in government get, I used to get a black book every morning, and it used to really set my pace for the day to see what was going on in my relatively small area of operation, which was Europe. What you're talking about now is giving the president an intelligence briefing, not only on a global environment, but also that affect all of his different cabinet officials, like healthcare or treasury or commerce or in military. So you're talking about something that comes into the president that certainly has to be compact in its nature, but it can't be simplistic. And I think that's what Tulsi Gabbard is attempting to provide to keep his attention for a short period of time. And it doesn't go with the back and forth that you normally see when you get intelligence briefings in government positions, because when you read something, you always have questions. If it's presented like a Fox News broadcast, I would be concerned that it wouldn't quite have the same kind of impact that you would see when you're talking to a bunch of intelligence professionals who are trying to give you the latest data so you can make decisions as the leader of the free world.